Galaxy Unpacked is around the corner, which means this phone is coming up a year old. So it's the Note 10 Plus 5G. And I really want to get into it and talk about my personal experience with it. So this is just me. Other people I'm sure have had different experiences and they're going to voice their opinions on it. So this is just my opinions. Now, two things you got to know. Number one, I have loved the Note line since I got my Note 3 second-hand all them years ago. And I bought, not contract, not finance, I saved up and bought the Note 4. And it was top 3, one of my favourite phones of all time. The Note 4 was just great. I loved that phone. That's number one. Number two, I usually have two phones on me. I use my Android for work and my iPhone. I've usually got the best iPhone and one of the best Androids as well on me at all times. So, Note 10 Plus 5G. So number one, the thing you're going to notice first about it, the screen is just phenomenal. You're never disappointed by Samsung screens. Like, I mean, even on the mid-range A51 and A71 that have come out, those screens they're just outstanding. The screen on this is amazing. Bright sunlight, you're never going to miss a beat with it. Dark mode looks amazing as well because it's AMOLED. The blacks are real black and the whites really stand out. The contrast is really nice with dark mode on this phone. Do I wish they put more than 60 Hz in it? Absolutely. Because my other phone that I use, the OnePlus 7 Pro, and my iPhone with ProMotion, 100% I want a nicer performing screen than this. But if you weren't using those devices, you would never be disappointed with the screen. So that's a minor thing. But yes, I wish they went for higher than 60 Hz, especially for gaming and things. But if you're not used to it, you're never going to notice. You won't be disappointed. Second thing, the screen, obviously, it's a viewfinder for the camera. The camera, again, is outstanding. That goes back to Samsung's usual, they're going to oversaturate pictures to make them look a bit brighter. But people like that. In blind camera tests that other YouTubers have done, the brightest photos usually come out the ones on top. So if you're taking pictures and going to show it on this screen, they're going to look amazing. So you won't be disappointed with the camera. It's got a triple camera setup. It's got the usual, what is now, your wide angle, 123 degrees, your standard shooter, and then a 2x telephoto. It's actually got a fourth camera, which is a time of flight camera. That helps with AR and it gives depth. It shows how far away something is. I'll get to that later. So they're the cameras. Again though, you will not be disappointed. The cameras as well, they put in so many features that I guarantee you'll barely use any of them, and yet it's nice to have them there. So it's got live focus video, where you put yourself in a video and it blurs out the backgrounds. That's amazing. I used it just to show off the video and show what I'm talking about. I don't think I've ever used that practically, but again, it's nice to have there. The time of flight camera as well, so you can animate 3D objects. So you can scan in an object, for example, I don't know, my fiance's head or a teddy, and you can then make it do things. It scans that item. It also will help you if you're doodling mid-air. For example, I drew the Eiffel Tower in my front room. Now, I've actually used them things twice. One was playing with it, and number two was showing someone. I think I've used it since. Again though, it's cool to have that technology in there. Personally, AR I think is the future. It's really cool that Samsung are adopting that into these devices and seeing what can happen with it, utilising the S Pen of course. So yeah, camera won't be disappointed at all. Again though, it's whether you use the features or not. So yeah, camera's great, lots of features. I'd probably use 30% of its capabilities. Yeah, that's me. The software though, linking with the camera, they've really cleaned it up really well in the camera settings now. There's still so many options, but you can kind of narrow down what you're going to use. I like to have all the options there, so it seems very busy, but you don't have to do that. I think that's kind of Samsung software anyway. So they've really cleaned up One UI now. It's not TouchWiz. TouchWiz used to grind on me. I think it was the worst version of Android at one point. And they've really cleaned it up. They've really made it useful for one-handed use as well. So now they've got the menu options come up about 2/3 up the screen and things like that. So you don't have to worry about using it one-handed, because a lot of the menus are there making it a lot more one-handed friendly, which you kind of need. It is a massive screen, So, I mean, the screen's nearly 7 inches. This is the plus version, of course. Nearly 7 inches edge to edge is huge. You do need help using it one-handed, which you can, which is great. I'm 5'5", I've got tiny hands. I can use it one-handed. The software as well, it's not going to slow down, and, which helps longevity, of course. And it's really nice that these guys, a couple of months after the S20 came out, they put on single take and a couple of the software features that the S20 had. Now, when it comes to software, they should be doing that. Like, so this was a flagship at one point. So when you look at like the S7 Edge, the S8, the S9, sometimes they get forgotten about by Samsung. I mean, people moan about Apple, but they've just released, they're updating their iPhones, the latest software, to the 6S. It's like a 4 or 5 year old phone. Samsung, their flagships, a lot of the times, is kind of forgotten about after, sometimes after a year, maybe 2 years. But anyway, the software is great. Longevity, it hasn't slowed down on me yet. I understand I've used it for only 10 months or so, but it hasn't slowed down on me yet. I haven't seen it lag or slow down at all, to be honest. It hasn't struggled with anything I've thrown at it. And that's for gaming, Call of Duty Mobile, Elder Scrolls Blades. These are high performing games and it doesn't slow down. Now at last year's actually Unpacked event, they actually pushed that. It's got a vapor chamber and it will cool down and gaming's easy. At the time it seemed like an afterthought. They were like, oh, by the way, you can also game on this phone. But that's great because they built an amazing phone and they're like, oh, you want to do high-end gaming as well? Yeah, you can still do that. It's amazing. So it's nice to have on there. So the software is great. Gaming is great. The screen, it all looks good on it. It won't let you down. Playing Fortnite. Oh, it's got a gaming mode as well. So you can block out all notifications, record the screen easier. It gives you stats. It compares to friends, things like that. That's nice. The things that aren't nice is, why does it still have 2 app stores? Like, Google told Samsung off for editing Android. I shouldn't need to just every so often check both app stores. Some apps download from Galaxy Store, some apps download from the Play Store. And, like, I shouldn't have to do that. And as well, I mean, I've got the EU version, so I have to deal with Exynos. Get on that later, but it seems the American one, a lot of people on Twitter, they're really annoyed that Samsung are bombarding them with marketing emails. I know people who've gone out and got the Note 10. I know people who've gone out and got the S20 Ultra. And they're getting adverts about buying the S20 Ultra. Like, Samsung, slow down. Like, yeah. So that's a bit annoying that it's still 2 different Play Stores and marketing and advertising comes in. That, I don't like that. Anyway, that's the software. It won't let you down. That's just a mini little rant for you. And that's kind of the internals. I mean, you're getting 5G with this model. Future-proof, that's great. You're getting the 256 storage as standard. Obviously, you can get higher than that. And also, you can expand it. So I had 256 storage and 128 gig SD card. I never had to worry about memory, even with filming and doing all that with it. That's the inside of the phone. Outside of the phone, ever since the S6, Samsung's build quality has been amazing. The colours, I got the Aura Black, the Aura Glow, the Aura Silver one. No, Aura Glow is Huawei, which is weird because it did look a bit like that. They went for that 2-tone colour and then Samsung kind of went, well, we're going to up that. Instead of 2-tone, we're going to do like 50-tone and just put all the colours in a phone. It looks cool. People do like it. Too jazzy for me. And a blue S Pen was cool. Again, too jazzy. The one I did like though is the Star Wars edition with the red S Pen. That's just cool. That's cool. Anyway, yeah, the outside of the phone, it is amazing. You've got the selfie camera in the middle. While I was gaming or anything like that or watching media, I never noticed it. Genuinely, it just goes away. At first you might, but because I like to hold my phone like this and the camera's at this side, I never really noticed what was that it interrupted anything. And obviously if you're playing games where things moving across the screen, you don't really notice it. Call of Duty Mobile where you're flipping 360 a little bit, but not enough to make me annoyed or anything. The one thing that I'm annoyed about the outside of the phone, why have they put the volume and power on this side of the phone? It blows my mind. I still haven't gotten used to it. Either put them all on this side, which is where other phones put it, or do one on each side. The amount of times I'd be watching media or gaming and I'd go to turn it down and hit the power and then my screen locks. Then I have to unlock it and then flip it again and press play. And it's just a minor irritation. But when it happens, blood pressure spikes a little and you're like, oh, I've done it again. Like, that's annoying. I don't know why they did that as well. But bonus points, because they got rid of the Bixby button, and even though you can remap the power button to Bixby, yeah, you don't actually have to. That's good. Sorry, Samsung, for Bixby, but Bixby. Yeah, so that's the outside of the phone. I've really liked the phone. I really have. The S Pen as well. The reason you get a Note is the S Pen. I maybe use it once a week. The times I use it, it's really useful. Usually it's just for like cutting out a friend's face and putting it on a different body and little things like that. But it is really useful when you need it. It's nice to just browse as well, just browsing with it and writing notes. It's nice to have the S Pen. Whether you use it or not, is it going to impact the way you use your phone? No. But it is nice to have. Now the question I'm left with is, and my final thoughts for the phone, and there's two here. Number one, this phone is £1,100. It's over £1,000. You can get them used though. Only after a year they've dropped to like half price. You can get them for £500–600 online. That's how I'd probably buy the phone. Again, that law of diminishing returns pops up. What you're getting over this, over something like a OnePlus 7T, is it worth it? And the S Pen, is the S Pen worth it? Probably not. The S Pen's got some cool features. You can use it as a Bluetooth remote, take pictures, things like that. I never used that, but that's cool. But I don't know any of the other defining aspects other than the S Pen why I would choose the Note. It used to be the do-all phone. It's not now. It's lost the headphone jack. It's more of a fashionable phone than a do-all phone now. That's just how I feel about it. It's a great phone still. I just don't know if I'd choose it over the rest of that kind of mid to high-end flagship. That range is getting so competitive, which is progressing value so much in that area. I don't know if I could choose this phone over something like that, especially if you're paying like £400 less than this phone. Yeah, it's tough. So number one, price and value. It's a great phone. Is it worth the £1,100? Weighing it up against other things. If you weighed it up against another phone worth £1,000, then this would probably come out on top. Yeah. Weighing it up a phone that does 90% of what this does, I don't think it's worth it. So I'd probably get one second hand. They're great for future-proofing, the 5G and the extra storage and everything. It's not going to slow down. Hopefully they'll keep up with software updates. Then yeah, I'd recommend it all day long. Number two, the Note 20 looks great. But it really looks like a fashion phone, not a do-all phone. I know a lot of people who went back onto the Note 9 after using this phone. And that's really disappointing. Anyway, the birds have started chirping like some kind of melodramatic chorus on my sad note of the phone, but unfortunately, like I said, I've got my 11 Pro back, and I'm actually going to continue using my OnePlus 7 Pro over this phone, simply because I just prefer the OnePlus. This isn't a OnePlus versus Note 10 video in any way. I've loved the Note line. It's just, yeah, I just don't think you can get the value for this. And I don't know if I'll be picking up the Note 20, to be fair. Let's see what happens. Maybe the Note lines are the ones they want to win design awards with, because the Ultra, I don't think the S20 Ultra, I don't think it's win any design awards. So yeah, let's see what happens. But it's been a great little phone. Hopefully you can get one second hand or used. Message me, I might sell you this one. Give you a good price. But yeah, great little phone. But cheers for watching though, guys. As always, please subscribe. I'm trying to grow the channel, obviously. There'll be loads more of these. I'm really getting the swing of it now. Message me any questions. Have a great day. Cheers, guys.